Jobless claims came out this morning and gave the market a little bit of a rattle. And in this video, we're going to be digesting what's been going on, the latest news, and giving you guys some ideas or some things to think about in your Forex trading analysis. Let's jump right in after this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So the number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits jumped to 211K last week, the most since December 24th, and above market expectations of 195K. The latest report came on the heels of stronger than expected private payroll and job opening data, which pointed to a still tight labor market. Investors now await Friday's payroll numbers. So very, very interesting stuff here this week. Let's jump over to the charts and see what we've got. All right, guys. So the dollar had a really explosive move in the last week or so, made a serious move higher with Jerome Powell's recent testimony in front of Congress, where he basically talked about the idea that economic numbers look good to the Fed and they want to raise rates faster to squander this inflation problem. Now, there's a whole, camp on each side that says, well, too high of a rate hike is going to cause problems and not enough of it is going to cause problems. It's a really tough spot for the Federal Reserve right now, dealing with this inflation issue. So with recent economic data coming out hotter than expected, it's been an interesting time for the dollar. We saw a major pop to the upside here, now followed by a bit of a retracement prior to the jobs numbers on Friday. Now, guys, this is exactly what we would expect. We talk about this often on the channel. When big news is around the corner, oftentimes the markets will take some time to digest, meaning they might be very bullish, but then pull back prior to the news that is coming, right? So if you have big news on the way, oftentimes the market will digest or pull back and pause before the actual event. Now, my bias on the dollar remains bullish. And so when we get pullbacks, I'm going to be predominantly looking for opportunities to get long. I've got a couple ideas in mind that I'll talk about in this video. As we do always with the channel, I try and keep you guys up to date with what I'm actually looking at and trading myself. The dollar pullback here looks good. I think that before the news and during the news, I'd still think if there's a setup that sets up on the dollar, I might be interested in looking for an opportunity to buy this pullback. Now, not only that, I think we also have a 38.2% retracement. So if I draw from fib low to swing high here, just going off of this recent push, you can see that the price of the dollar, or sorry, the price action here on the dollar came all the way back down to this 38.2% retracement, which lines up very nicely if we look left with past resistance. This to me looks like an opportunity to get long the dollar. Again, this is my take on it. This is my opinion. I can be wrong. And if you'd prefer to just wait for NFP numbers to make a decision, that's on you for sure. But for me, overall, the story of the dollar still looks strong, and I'm interested in getting long myself on possible pullbacks. Speaking of that, let's take a look at some charts here. But before I do, let me remind you guys, if you guys aren't already inside of our free Discord channel, make sure to join that. You can get access to our trade ideas shared each week. You can join our educational stuff that's available there for free. And if you'd like to sign up to get the trading signals shared by myself and my team, those are also available here. You can see myself, Frank, and Ivan, we share our trades with full breakdowns and analysis of what we're looking to do in the markets. If that's something that would be helpful to you, check out the link in the description down below. So speaking of dollar crosses, let's get into some of the different charts. So if I look at like euro dollar, right? Euro dollar is one that has my attention for possible pullback sells. And from a technical perspective, we had this explosive move to the downside. So being dollar bullish in this case means betting on the dollar, shorting the euro, right? So if I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, well, price on a pullback here to that 38.2% retracement looks good. We've got past support could turn as resistance, right? Changing this color to like our pinkish red. A pullback into this zone could be of interest for continuations. Now, I talked a little bit about this on my stream recently, but my thought process with where I project sort of going with the trend here to go is, yes, back to the previous lows, but really beyond that, right? If I'm really going to be a trend follower, if I'm really going with the flow of the market, I'm not looking to just take this move. I'm looking for the big new lower low continuation move that could set up here on the euro. So in my opinion, in terms of targets for a trade like this, let's say that I'm looking at the euro, and let's say that with the volatility today and tomorrow, we get some more spikes to the upside. Price comes up to that 38.2, let's say, and there's something that sets up. Sell setups for me, depending on your style of trading. If you're a day trader, if you're a swing trader, it's going to be different. But for me, on the short-term swing trading side of things, I like the idea of a stop just above that 50% retracement, with the idea of looking for a continuation. But again, remember, goal is not just to go for a return back to lows. The style of trading I look for, I like to trail stops. So like, let's say that I sold this market with a stop loss here. And let's say that market rolls over really beautifully. I'm going to take that stop loss that I have and I'm going to move it into slight profit. If it puts in a new low, I'm going to trail that stop even further, so on and so forth. And again, all of those updates will be shared in Discord. If you don't already have access to the Discord, remember the link is down below in the description to keep up to date with the latest trades that I'm taking. In these videos, I give you guys my analysis and my forecasts and stuff. And then of course in the Discord, that's where I'm actually sharing my entries and exits, etc. Ahead of time with notifications and things like that. I also want to talk about gold, because this was a very popular chart for a lot of traders right now. Gold came up to that 50% retracement. And as we talked about on stream, I was expecting some level of volatility to pick up here. Now we'll see if this rolls over and continues, but going off that concept we just said with the euro, same story here. Yes, I think it's possible we roll back over and see this thing hit that previous low, 1808. But beyond that, I think it's possible this trend that we've seen on the higher time frames continues, right? We've got a trend to the downside here, and this pivot high point marks to me a nice little sort of longer term sell side continuation. The next key thing we're waiting for is, again, the break through the lows. A break through the lows could get us into a nice continuation phase on the gold market, something that I think is very possible could happen. And I want to show you guys some data beyond just what we talked about with the technical charts. I want to show you guys something kind of interesting. If we go to GDP growth, why am I so bullish on the dollar? Well, here's GDP quarterly data for the major currencies. I'll pop this menu open so you guys can see. We've got the euro, the CAD, JPY, all that sort of stuff. It seems like the dollar, well, it is the case that the dollar quarter over quarter is one of the strongest rebounding economies right now. Now, I know, hold on, people get all upset when I say, you know, economic numbers look good. They say, no, things are still terrible. I'm not saying that things are great in the US. I'm saying that if you look beyond just the US, if you look globally, the US is doing definitely better than some other places. So understanding that GDP data lends towards a strong USD, right? If we know that the dollar is looking more attractive because of their strong economic growth, jobs numbers still looking pretty good overall. Hey, that leaves room for interest rates to go higher. Interest rates going higher make the currency more attractive compared to other currencies. We're Forex traders. I'm not here to get into politics or debates or anything like that. I'm just here to share the data that I'm looking at. And right now, the dollar tends to be the favorite of the list. Looks like an opportunity to buy it on pullbacks, in my personal opinion, even going into NFP. Now, I'm not telling you to go do this stuff. This is just my thoughts, my opinions. I can be wrong. If you watch my channel, you will see me be right. You will see me be wrong often. I share both. By the way, if you guys don't have access to this data, this is the Edge Finder. We have a free version available. It's linked down below in the description. You can access to a whole bunch of stuff for free should you decide to get access. To the premium version, you'll get access to even more stuff. But for starters, retail sentiment. And again, going into NFP tomorrow, let's have a quick look and see what the crowd is doing. Crowd is currently very long AUD, very long NZD, Euro, but notice very short. The crowd is very short on this notable USD idea that we keep talking about. Not the case in USD/CHF. You have 55.45 favoring retails favoring the dollar in this case. However, things go back into the opposite when we look at gold, which has a 53% retail trader buy interest and 47% retail trader short interest. Keep going down the list. The pound USD, 45% of retail traders long, 55% shorting the pound, buying the dollar. So in this case, the retail crowd is betting on the dollar, but then things very quickly shift again when we look at dollar yen and dollar CAD, where retail traders are heavily betting against the dollar at a 62 and 94% rate respectively. Looking at retail information is also pretty useful, but what can also be helpful is the smart money tracker. This data allows us to take a look at institutional money according to the COT report data that comes out. And what we get here is that the dollar is still very predominantly long biased by institutional money. They're very net long USD still, as of the latest data that we have, compared to a lot of the charts that we pulled up. CAD, Aussie, CHF, JPY. these things are very short biased by institutional traders. So when we look at something like, for example, USDJPY here, which is in a nice upward trend, this is one of my favorite personal trading setups, looking for long side action primarily. You can see price pulling back to a key zone of support like this, and I actually already have a trade open. I'm just not logged into my broker at this time. And so yeah, we're looking for continuations. Like I said, I think we could get back to the previous high after this recent pop, but beyond that, perhaps even more, should we see jobs numbers continue to come out hot tomorrow with NFP. There you go, guys. There's your daily market rundown. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. And remember, get access to our free Discord or access to our software data that might be helpful to your trading, all available down below in the description. Catch you later. See ya. Before you go, make sure to check out our free Discord channel linked down below in the description. And if you want to try out some of our products, our software tools here at A1 Trading, we have free versions available also down below in the description. Check them out for yourself down below. Also, if you enjoy our content here, we work really hard behind the scenes to bring this content to you each and every day. And if you enjoy our content, it would mean a lot to us if you hit the thumbs up button before you head out. Thanks for watching.